It's about 90 plus something, or probably in the near 99% aligned. That's okay. It's good. Got the 5-screen running. Bit of the LFE there, accompanying the some of the low end that's going on screen left and right, and inner left centre, right centre. And then when you hear the big kind of clunk sound, that's in the centre stage. That's on the centre channel, literally. When those doors open, boom, boom. You know, and the seal opens on those doors. Of course, it fits the room nicely. It really fits the room nicely. If the room was larger, yeah, I'd have it a bit. The sound levels would be a little bit more different. The tuning would be a bit different. But oh wow, how it was like in the Empire Leicester Square. Flipping heck. You know, sat halfway back in the money seat, where usually where all the technicians will usually be. In the middle. Now that is a cinema. Where would I be sitting when seeing when I first saw THX there, Last Crusade 70mm? I would have been sat somewhere down on the centre line. So coming down on the centre line, I would have been somewhere 1, 2, 3. I think somewhere around there, somewhere at some four to five seat rows back from the front. And I tell you, the THX was THX-JBL was absolutely powerful, dynamic. My goodness, never felt anything like it since Sensor Round days. Only a lot better. And then when I saw it on the second performance, the afternoon, I sat just about up here. Because I thought it was too much for taking. I was wrong. So 1, 2, 3, be about here. I've been sat about there, and that's where I saw the Star Trek ones, because that's usually the money seat round this area. I'm sure it's good over there. I did try a seat over there when I was listening to Star Trek 6 for about 4 times, I think, the day when I saw it on its opening national day in 70mm. I kind of sat over here a little bit, just check out, how it sounded and all that. With a scene in the movie, I think it was when it was in that Klingon spaceship, and you got the ambience and sort of thing, escaped. And actually, up here, that door entrance there leads up to projection booth or box. And I was invited up there, have a chat, and about there is where the coffee room is. And I'll tell you, when the THX hits that, that coffee room up there, it vibrates. The flipping floor, the kind of concrete or such up there, I tell you, that flipping vibrates. It's pretty powerful, and these are the surround JBLs, 8330 Mark 1s. And they're nicely concealed with a nice grill that went around them. And I guess partly put into the wall, I guess. And then a grill kind of put over it. Same here with about 22 of those. Of course, that was Star Trek Marathon. That was 1989, October 8th, Sunday. And that actually kind of went full circle last year. Literally, same day, same date. Those dates, they come around once in a while. Every so many years, dates come around a second time, sort of thing. Just like stars that are aligned in the universe. Or planets. It's a real shame that cinema has been gutted for a small screen. And it is a small screen. That was a large screen auditorium. That's premier size auditorium. Now, what it is today, it's a Limax with a Super Sun BS Limax behind it, and it all cost nearly 12-15 million pound, and it got sound leakage issues. I don't know why, who in their right mind wanted to sabotage their own flagship. Well, I hope the captain went down with it, because I certainly won't go back there. Not for a Limax, not for a video screen wall. No, 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 no. If you want a video screen wall, we have them in the home, you know, but that was a one of a kind. The acoustic's not perfect with the echo. That could have be controlled and put more effort put into it to lower that echo down. That's not impossible. Personally, I would just put absorbent, you know, just, you know, but they were applying certain paint and such, and, you know, do the reverberation time, and then they apply a paint and then do the reverberation time again, and it's like minimized by a few milliseconds. Oh, crying out loud. You need to get it right down, you know, so you don't hear echo. Like I say, any echo is usually applied on the soundtrack. Any reverberation noise, those effects are applied on a soundtrack. It's like in the home, in a room that's treated, wall, floor, ceilings, everything. Ceiling, walls, floor, yeah. I don't get slap echo in this room. I can hear some. That's partly reflecting on that. It's partly reflecting over there. Perhaps a fraction-ish on the screen itself. But I don't hear the typical type of pinging sound, so to speak. That really does muddy up sound effects, or it can with music or even specific dialogue, depending on syllables and such. And you hear this sort of pinging on the wall sort of thing. Oh, apply a bit of acoustical treatment there. Oh, sold. Yeah, but what if you move into a different area in the room? You still got it. You got to put treatment all over the damn wall. Don't be scared. I was fearing it, thinking, oh no, it's going to make it terror. It's going to make it dreadful, for crying out loud. You know, don't fear it. Don't fret it. Just stick the bloody stuff on the walls and ceiling, and then listen again. It's like, oh wow, that's better. I think I can hear a little bit more detail. You know, of course, you've got to tune it a little bit, you know, because of the differences and that. But I'm getting that bloody slap echo. That's a cinema screen, not a Limax or an IMAX. That is a cinema screen. I don't like the Limax format. Personally, I really do not like it. It looks like watching television format on steroids, you know. It's that aspect ratio. It's like it's on steroids. I don't like it. I prefer scope movies, actually. That are preferably sometimes filmed with anamorphic lenses. But everything, you know, slowly, bit by bit, during the late 90s, slowly, bit by bit, the cinema was slowly being degraded and taken apart piece by piece, very subtly, because they obviously got something planned, you know, to have it totally slaughtered and butchered for a Limax video wall. And where that screen is now is where the seating is for this super bullshit screen. You know, all this nice George Cole architecture looks pretty cool. I mean, wow. You don't get that with the Limax. You don't get any of this fine architecture. And the lighting system they got in the Limax screen, oh, it's absolutely awful. It hasn't got the same colour or the tone. It's destroyed. Utterly destroyed. And that system's sort of been in for decades. You know, obviously, public liked it. If they didn't like it, they'll say, But problem is, it wasn't listed. You know, it wasn't listed. Otherwise, it could have been a petition to save it, to sort of like, no. If you want to build a Limax, build it elsewhere in Leicester Square. on new ground and build it from ground up, not sticking it in, you know, and then all the challenges we had, and it's going to be great, IMAX, I mean Limax, because everybody knows it's Limax and not IMAX. But those, even, I don't know, IMAX fanboys, thumbs down on you. I mean, I think it's pretty selfish. People say, oh, Leicester Square getting an IMAX. You know, how far away is Waterloo? I think that's where the BFI IMAX is, isn't it? And they got IMAX and Limax, because they got both. Whereas that is totally, the Empire or Cineworld is totally Limax. If it's digital projection, it's Limax. And because the width here is wide, oh yeah, let's put a screen there and it'll be big. Yeah, well, if you want big, you always go front row, and guess what? The stereo width is wider. I bet most people, when they go to an IMAX, don't even sit pretty near to the screen front, you know, because it's still further away from the screen. You know, you get wide stereo. I thought you're in for that, all you IMAX fanboys. Oh, crying out. Anyway, this has turned into a rant, isn't it? Yeah. Wouldn't mind those JBL Uri amplifiers, wouldn't mind them, but yeah, they're not Class D. I mean, they were pretty powerful. I'm pretty sure those may be only the amplifiers, possibly maybe for the surround speakers, because I got a feeling that the other amplifiers are all behind the screen for the screen channels and the subs. And because with the refit 56 kilowatt, they put in all the amplifiers for the surrounds in the projection room, and all the rest of the amplifiers for the screen channel for the screen was all behind the baffle wall. Yeah, up there's the THX sound system, almost similar to the same one that I got, because it's got that badge design. And there's only a few of those that would have been used in the UK, because these would have come around about 1987. High Wycombe would have been the first THX screen, probably followed by Warner West End, followed by Empire Leicester Square, and that's getting into the early 90s, and then the THX badge would have changed its design. They redesigned the badge. I've got two of those, and I've got one original one. So whether I got the THX one from the Empire Leicester Square, or maybe the Warner West End, or UCI High Wycombe, or maybe some other, possibly it'd be a private screening sort of room somewhere in the UK, because there were some, but they weren't usually listed on the THX international site listing. Mostly only cinemas, Europe, Japan, USA, and so on and so on, and Germany, and so on and so on. But it's possible I may own, but it's hard to say. Be cool if I own the actual one from the Empire Leicester Square. But the telltale sign is the crossover cards that were in the unit, because when I took the panel off, the security panel, and then looked inside, I thought, oh right, there's only 3 crossover cards, so that can't possibly be maybe come from the Empire, because they would have had 5 screen, and so they would have had 5 THX crossover cards. That's standard. So it could possibly be, I don't know if High Wycombe was using 5 screen or 3 screen. The Warner West End would have probably most likely be 5 screen to show 70mm occasionally. And then there's the CP200 over there. It's like some cinemas in Leicester Square, Odeon West End, CP200, but they didn't have 5 screen. They only had 3 screens, 3 screen. They had SDDS there as well, so I don't know why, but they only had 3 screen channels, but they didn't have the 5 screen. Interesting. The only screen there will be that Odeon Leicester Square that had 5 screen. where my CP200 came from. It's hard to say. I know that the one that was in Empire, I heard from the horse's mouth, someone, it got totally ripped out. I mean, savaged, really savaged. Bastard IMAX. So, yeah. To get these, you know, in pristine intact, and, yeah, pretty rare. I still wouldn't mind those Yuri, but they're very large, and look how many bloody racks that's taken up. If I had the same amount, actually, well, a little bit more because I've got Atmos. Oh crikey! I'd have a ridiculous amount of those. I wouldn't have room to swing myself around. Not much of a cat, but I wouldn't be able to move around. Look at the size of the damn things and how many racks you'd flipping need. Oh yeah, that was a powerhouse. That was only, I think, 16 kilowatt. It was only about 16 kilowatt or so at the Empire, and that was pretty damn powerful. Wow. Wow, wicked. Bring on the baby boom.
We have cleared space doors.
Oh, I like the James Horner bass drop there. Oh, that's cool.
Cleared space doors.
Oh, I could just feel that vibrating my seat, and I'm not even using the bass shaker. I mean, these were pretty damn exciting in 70mm.
Cleared.
Wow, that's cool, isn't it? That's the Baby Boom or LFE.
We have cleared space doors.
And it goes off now because it's only used as and when.
Full impulse power. Nice. Stand by, tractor beam. Tractor beam. Stand by, tractor beam. Tractor beam. Aye. Now he tries to get away with warp drive. He's really in for a shock.
Wow. Oh, I like that bass pulse. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, if you know what screen channel that's playing in. Come on, Enterprise.
Excelsior closing to 4,000 meters, sir.
Scotty, we'll need everything you have. Aye, sir. Warp drive standing by.
Kirk, you do this, you'll never sit in the captain's chair again.
Warp speed. Aye, sir. Warp speed.
Wow.
Prepare for warp speed, stand by, transwarp drive.
Wicked.
Scotty, we'll need everything you have. Aye, sir. Warp drive standing by.
just monitoring the surrounds. We give them a retune back, so I've got to retune those up a little bit. Just checking over everything. Up a little bit. Got some using instinct. Otherwise, use a microphone, and there's certain sound effects in movie, and sometimes some of the surround can audio frequency mask the center channel, depending on what sort of sound effects. So you got to get the balance frequency and etc. Spot on. All the you got to get all those tones, all the pink noise. Got to get it all, And it's it's not a case of running auto EQ. Because you don't get then experience in using EQ. No one gets any experience. You're mostly letting the computer of a software running the auto EQ, and you don't get experience. It's tricky, placing where to place the microphone and how to orientate it. You know that this speaker, right, is going to exhibit a specific frequency, give a specific frequency response. And you got to kind of move the microphone around with these 8330s. If it was another speaker, then it might be a bit different, where you orientate and place the microphone. Otherwise, too much close near to the tweeter, and then the elevation of the frequency goes up, and it can give you miscalculations and such. So it's it's a tricky, time consuming. But generally, after you got to know your speaker system in the room that's used for the home cinema or cinema, you get to know it more, just like you would with, you get to know it, what it can do, what it can't do. But my 8330s are no slouches.